If you are an artist and you are focused, well, howdy doody neighbors, time to not give up, ArtvsDebt.
Hey guys, so I definitely look different. I cut my hair at 2 a.m. because I was having a crisis. Nothing new with me. I'm also sick, if you can hear by my voice, so I'm sorry if it's a little bit nasally. There's toothpaste on my face because I'm breaking out. So that's what's going on with me. Also, I don't really know if anyone watches these. The last time that I recorded, I think, was around 2 weeks ago. So I'm really behind with my project, ArtvsDebt, and a huge reason was because I was dealing with a lot, especially with breakup was a huge part of that, like me mentally dealing with that, realizing the stuff that I blocked out kind of resurfaced, so I was trying to deal with that and hopefully in a healthy way. I just turned 23, so my birthday came up, so I'm trying to figure out like what I want to do. And my dad was talking about when you turn to 25, that's when your brain actually stops developing. So I was starting to think about like what do I need to work on and what do I need to fix, and I realized that like I deal with a lot of fear, and the fear of not getting things done in the vision that I have it, and ArtvsDebt is definitely a huge example of that. When I went to that seminar, it really got me thinking as to why so many things that like I want to do never really works out, and it's because of the fear of the unknown, the fear of something that you haven't done before, the fear that it's not going to turn out to how you want it to be. And that's always been something that has always held me back, and I know it was because of how I was raised, and I know like to a point it was for protectance, but it definitely damaged me mentally that I was afraid to really do anything, because I was afraid of it and afraid of the outcomes, and if it wasn't going to be good enough, I don't know, I'm tired of just being scared of everything. And I just want to succeed, and I'm tired of hearing the voice in the back of my head downplaying what I want to do, or like make me think like I can't do it, or maybe another time would be better, because like I've dealt with it for my whole life and like I just can't stand it anymore. So I'm really trying to silence that voice, and that's what I'm doing for the rest of my life. And I hope that you guys will get to that point too, where you don't listen to that voice when it is not even helping you. It's just like, hey, oh yeah, you want to work out, right? And then your voice is like, why would you want to do that? Like, oh, you could do that later. Oh, it's not that important, da da da. Like, you hear it, that it just like discourages you. What is the reason for doing that when you know exercising is good for you? It's just like, it's not healthy. And not only that, like, you're not benefiting anything from that, but if you listen to that, especially through your whole life, that voice sounds like it's helping you, or it sounds louder than it actually should be. That realization tonight, I was crying over my ex and with everything that I've dealt with, and it made me realize I had a lot of stuff holding me back in my life, and especially in that relationship, like I was abused mentally and physically to an extent. There was a lot of fear in that, and also the fear of losing what I wanted in that relationship, and I generally just wanted the best for that person, but that person had different intentions for the relationship, and I also had different intentions for how I wanted that relationship to go. And I just wanted two completely different things, and I need to understand that like I'm never going to have that with that person, and that is something that like I need to deal with, and I need to stop letting that hold me back with developing new relationships with people, because I've been having a really hard time developing relationships, or like talking to people, and like, you know, talking to family and all these things, because there's that fear of getting hurt. And it's like, why would I ever let that person hurt me longer than they already have? And like, why would I let that person close doors for people that I haven't even met yet? That person was just a waste of opening doors, because when I would open that door for that person, they would just slam it against my face. But it also isn't healthy for me not blossoming into the person that I should be. Once again, I don't know if anyone watches these videos. This is really for me. But like, even if it is for me, I stopped recording and I stopped doing this project, but not for me, like, this, what is the negative of doing this project? The fear of, like, oh, I missed a day, or like, oh man, I'm not gonna get to the due date that I want to. Like, those fears, they need to be silenced. Like, I'm just frustrated with my bullshit. I've been dealing with this my whole life, as I said before, for years. And, like, being 23 years old, I need to stop with that. I just can't do it anymore. And with this project, yes, I'm going to fall, but it's not a failure. It's not something that I failed at. You know, I really also need to think about a new definition for failure, because the definition that I have for failure, it's not a healthy one. You don't really fail anything, you just gain a new experience, and I need to see failures as an experience rather than failures as a failure, as something that I have failed in, something that I can't improve on or get back to. That's just the end of the road. You failed, that's it. Not more of like, oh, you have opportunities, you learn from this, now learn from that. And I think once I have a healthier relationship with failure and with fear, I can then become the person that I want to be. I know that it's going to be very hard, but I know that if I keep pushing through that sound of fear and that sound of failure, and I'm just like, if it's not a genuine fear, I'm not gonna listen to it. If I want to draw, the fear can't be, oh man, it's gonna look so bad, oh man, like, why would you waste your time in this, man, this isn't gonna make you any money, this isn't gonna get you any fans, this isn't gonna make you be anything. That's not, I don't want to hear it. That's not the point why I'm doing this. This point is that, like, I'm trying to live and I'm trying to get a passion for it. And I'm really just doing, like, a PSA to anyone that is watching this. Like, you just gotta stop listening to it. Just like I need to stop listening to it. And, like, the time is now. Like, I want to finish projects and I want to work on comics and I want to start a band and I want to be something. And I don't want to listen to something or to anyone ever again putting me down for something that I want to do with my life. And I've done that my entire life, someone always putting me down. In any sense of life, personal, physical, all of it, someone has always put me down, and I'm not letting it happen again, especially to myself. Like, I didn't realize how comfortable I was, like, dealing with people like that, dealing with myself with that. There are people in your life that may have treated you poorly or differently, or, like, didn't treat you as a person. But it doesn't mean that you have to do that to yourself, you know? You are worth so much to yourself as a person that you don't have to succumb to that. And that's something that I think is very important to know. We have a choice about what we want to do, and, like, sometimes it feels really hard. Sometimes it doesn't feel like we have a choice. Sometimes it feels like things are harder than it needs to be. And that's very true, but sometimes it doesn't mean that's the path for you at that moment. It could just be you're putting pressures on yourself that doesn't need to be there. You don't have to do that anymore. You just need to, like, listen to your gut, even if it feels wrong at the time, or you feel like, why would I do this? It's going to be harder, and you actually do it. Usually it turns out best for you, and that fear, that pit in your stomach that's telling you not to do something, when it literally makes no fucking sense as to why it's telling you to do that, it's not justified, don't listen to that shit, and then you soon realize you are thriving, you're doing what you're supposed to do on this planet. And I would always write songs. That's always been something for me. But it would always be that fear that, like, I wasn't good enough. But, like, people would tell me that I was good, but, like, I wouldn't listen to them because the people that I genuinely cared for, that I put on a pedestal, wouldn't see that in me. So their words were more weighted on me than strangers. Really, I'm just trying to say that, like, you need to put yourself in your own basket before you can put it on other people, because at the end of the day, the only person that you can truly fall back on is yourself. Yes, it's not healthy to always have that and only yourself, but you need to learn to collect yourself and find your values and what you respect to as a person and what you live by as a person before you give that to other people in their hands to decide for you and for them to be controlling that for you. And that's definitely something that I learned. So yeah, I just wanted to get that rant out of my system. Don't listen to the voice in your head that's telling you no if it's not justified. those things that you keep putting aside but keep coming back, you're supposed to do those things. If they're healthy things, mind you, not like self-harming things or things like that, just things that you know would be good for you, it keeps coming back. You're supposed to do that in your life. So please keep a note of that. I just wanted to get that off my chest before I start this. A lot of this footage is going to be 2 weeks ago. And then when I start recording the actual book itself, it's going to be this time that I'm recording now. I want to show you that week what I have recorded so far, and I'm going to do my best with ArtvsDebt, but I'm going to do it for me, and I'm going to do it. And I need to remind myself I'm doing this because I want to be a better artist. I want to have a chance to make something that will help people, but also myself, and I want to make something that generally gives joy to people. So even if it may be hard to read or to listen to, that they can gain something from it and then become better people of it. And that is what I would like to do. I can't afford college, as I've said before. I can't afford school, so I created my own program because I can't let things keep pushing me around. Who's a meepy baby? Who is a meepy baby? Yeah, baby, no! Hey guys, it's Funkula. Today is Tuesday. I posted my latest video on Monday because I edited all day. So I'm going to try editing at least like every day so I can cut time so I'm not spending a whole day editing because oh my god, I took so much energy from my body. Yeah, I'm going grocery shopping. So I'm going to show you guys what I got. I'd like to documentate what I'm eating at the moment. I have to wake up at like 7 a.m. because I have to feed my cats. And I went to bed at like 4 a.m. So I'm extremely tired right now. But I don't want my cats to have like a tumbly grumbly when I'm peacefully sleeping. Like, that's not cool. I'm their food provider. It's kind of like if you're a hunter but there's no food. That's literally it. You're going to die. My issue is that like my cat is like, she's pretty fat, I'm not gonna lie. She's pretty thick. She eats really fast. And she threw profuse sleep today, and guess who had to clean it up? Me! It's a ton of fun. But yeah, I'm gonna go walk to the grocery store, and I'll talk to you dudes soon, alright? Hi guys, so I'm back from food shopping. If you can see, my backpack is pretty much filled. I walk to the grocery store. It's pretty close from where I live. It's also cool to like documentate like when to eat at certain points in my time, so let's just get on with that. I usually eat a lot healthier than this. There's like a lot of carbs. Like I eat a lot like vegetables and meat, and actually you know what I do? I get like meat slices and then I put hummus in it, and that's all I eat. I don't eat anything else. And then like a ton of Hot Pockets. But like this is for sale for like some potato salad. We got some meat going on. We obviously got my pumpkin spice because I'm a basic bitch. Got some chicken nuggets for that 2 a.m. grind. Like in the baby section of like pear juice. I was like, the hell? Why the fuck don't adults have pear juice? The fuck? So I fucking got it. I was like, screw you. So I got some pear juice. So hopefully it tastes good. You know what? We're gonna try it right now. I'm an adult now. I make my own decisions. If this is for a baby, now it's for me. So we're gonna try this. You know, it can stay for babies. Ugh. Oh my god, those poor babies, they can't even talk. But seriously though, they like have so many pears, they're just like, what are we gonna do with the capacity of pears? Oh my god, you know what's a great idea? Babies can't, they're developing taste buds, they can't even talk if they don't like it. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna liquefy some pears, put it in a bottle, and then sell it to them, and hopefully an adult won't drink it. Well, guess what? Where is your manager? So I'm cooking some spaghetti right now, and I'm just like red meat's kind of like a forbidden fruit, right? Because like you're not really supposed to eat it because like it's not good for you and you could possibly die, but like you're kind of tempted to because like why wouldn't you want to try it? And I just really want to eat it, I guess. I don't know if it's because like I haven't eaten or anything, but like man, that looks really good. I mean, I'm not going to. I'm not going to eat it. I don't know if anyone else felt that way. Just looking at ramen and be like, No, I'm not gonna do it. I've always been tempted by the temptress. So this is my Halloween costume. I think my Halloween costume was like $12. I wasn't expecting to do trick-or-treating, so I wanted to like get something that was cheap, but also like something I wanted to do for a while. I really like the movie Scream. So I got like a mask, and then I got like this knife, right? Look. It's perfect for the movie. It's like a blood knife, and if you do it all the way, you see it like dripping and stuff. It's so I don't have like that cape that he has, so I'm kind of doing like a gender bend scream. So I have like thighs, and then I'm gonna be wearing my lace black dress with it, and I either might wear my go-go boots or some black flats. So you'll see that tomorrow. But yeah, I just wanted to show you my costume. I'm really excited to trick or treat. Halloween's like my favorite time of the year. Yeah, Scott. Hey guys, it's Funkula. Today is Friday. I just haven't really been recording for the main fact that like I record at nighttime and I forget to charge my phone, so when I go to record my art stuff, it's like, oh, your phone is at 5%, you cannot do that. So I'm like, okay, I guess I can't, and then I always forget. Plus, I'm dealing with another depression episode, so I just really haven't been recording. The clothes came in, so I wanted to show you what I got, and yeah, dressing montage in 3, 2, 1. That was my clothes montage. I got a lot of stuff that I wouldn't normally wear, like ever, because I had no confidence with my body, and now I feel a little bit more comfortable what I like about myself, what I don't. But like honestly, like I feel really good in those clothes, and like I'm starting to like appreciate and love my body, and like it feels really good. I also got a tragus piercing that I've been wanting to get for a while now. The Scorpio, because I'm a Scorpio, beach. Oh, Scorpio season. It is Wednesday. This is my outfit for today. I'm not going to work again today. I work Thursday and the rest of the week till then. But I just wanted to show you my outfit because I feel pretty cute right now. So these are just like lollipop earrings. They're cute. Then we have like a green dress that I got. Ooh. It's my birthday, October 30th. I am now 23 years old. I don't really have much to say other than I had a really good birthday with my dad, and it was a lot of fun. I haven't had my last birthday that I had with him, I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago, and so it was really nice like having to have that again, because we used to do that all the time when I was a kid. So he got me like a Junji Ito book, which is one of Junji Ito's more popular books, and where a lot of people get their tattoos from. Yeah, I read Tomi a while ago, but it's really nice to have my collection. If y'all can see, my collection is coming together really nicely, and I want to say thank you to my dad for helping me with that. I also got a cake. It's a hummingbird cake. It has like pineapple and pecans and things like that at a bakery around here, and I was like, first time in a long time that I actually like got a cake. And he like took me out to dinner for like my birthday for like an all-you-can-eat sushi place, and it was like really good. I ate like 6 rolls. I was a monster. It was like a really good time, and like I just felt really special, and I don't know, it was just really good, and I really appreciate my dad, and I love him, and you know, I hope that all of you guys have a dad like mine, and yeah, thank you, Dad. Bit funky. I've been super busy this week. So I'm going to be completely honest, I haven't really been working on the college stuff that I should be. I've been actually working on an art event where you draw monsters and creepy things, and then you put it in a building, and you get to draw with other artists, and then people buy your art, then it goes to that company, and then I get like a free subscription to their place, and I go to free events, things like that, which is really cool. So I wanted to do that, but also branch out and talk to other artists in town. I also went to my cousin's band, and they're awesome. I love them. I support them tremendously. I go to all their shows, and it started making me thinking about like my music and like what I would like to do with my band and things like that, because there's a lot of opportunity here. I haven't really been able to record the whole week or like draw anything, and I just don't know if it's because of like the fear, or maybe no one's watching these, or like maybe it won't be good, or whatever the hell. I mean, what is bad about recording and improving yourself as an artist, or like recording your life? Like, why is there fear with that? So I'm like, I should just stop fearing that and like just do it. Once again, I am sorry that I haven't been recording or like on top of this. I just have like a lot of issues that I'm trying to resolve. I just hope, I don't know. I'm just trying, I guess. I'm just trying. I'm only human. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you the paintings that I did for the event in my town. So I guess let's just get on with it. So this is the first one that I did. You can see his eyes are lighting up because I actually used a nail designer foil that you would put on your nail, glue it, and then cut out the edges so you have like a perfect nail design. This is the second one that I did. This is just about aliens and stuff. So let me just zoom in on that. I used the same tools for the other one as for this one. And I believe I did that for all of them. It has little astronaut earrings. And this one says, take me, goodbye, and then soon. This is the third one that I did. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. I really like it. And then I outlined the blood with the white Pascal markers. Flames and all that stuff. And then it has amen. Some are crossed out and some are not to give it like an ominous feel. So this is the alien one that I did. Like a greenish blue. And I did 001, 001, 001, all around him. And then I did a cross. And then a halo. I think it looks really cool. I really like this. Like an hour to actually draw with other artists, and then they sell your paintings if people like them or not, and it benefits the place. But I wanted to do a few of them to like help the place up, but also gain some traction to my art since I wanted to try to get more into the art community. This is just a basic demon monster thing. I think I'm planning on just making him red and like a black spiral around him. I'm not really sure how I want to do it, but I just wanted to do something a little bit simple. So yeah, that's what I did. I don't know if any of these are going to sell, so I just wanted to show you guys, but also like have a record of them. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I did at least like 2 a day, and I think it's November 2nd that it starts. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I actually got a cord, if y'all can see right here, to actually record when I am drawing. So I'm going to start doing that the next week when I start. This is the current time. I'm just going to be recording the last 2 weeks, the stuff before I had that whole breakdown and all this stuff. The only issue is that I don't remember all my thought process during this art session, but I'm going to try my very hardest to do so. Also, I tried recording this at least 5 times now, but it was either my phone wasn't charged, my phone wasn't working, my phone needed an update, it wouldn't record, my phone was then at 100% storage space, I had to delete a lot of stuff. It took me at least 2 hours just to get to where I am now. So we're going to try again, and hopefully have a clear recording. A lot of stuff's been going on, but that just means that we're going in the right direction. So let's just get to it so we can start a new week. So as you guys know, I'm really bad at drawing animals, and I'm going to show you them. With these, you can definitely tell that like I just don't understand the anatomy of animals, and we haven't really touched that yet in the book that we need to look at. A lot of it is just like blocked out shapes, but not the definition of the muscles of the skeletal structure. So I think head on, just especially with new artists, they tend to get the whole entire piece and try to do it, but they kind of lose the focus of the drawing, and I believe that's what I'm doing here. And yeah, these are just, they're not that good, but I definitely know that there can be improvement. But yeah, I like how that cat face came out. There's just more derpy lines. This is me not knowing animal anatomy. I think it's just like 2 cats fighting, but then I did like a back of a lion. I think that came out pretty well. And like this here was a huge lesson that I remember, is that I was trying to do human anatomy on animals, so this looks fairly human, and then I was like, okay, so what is the difference between that? And the face is more broad and spaced out with a longer nose. There's a way to learn anatomy and shapes fast, and I learned this by doing human anatomy. And as you start going through this, you can definitely see how animal anatomy and human anatomy are very similar to each other and have a lot of the same foundations and fundamentals of actually creating it. One of the really good ways to learn is to actually draw them very small. So you would get like 30-second gestures to a minute gestures, and then just sketch them out as fast as possible, trying to get their essence on a page. There's like some notes that I did here with these two horses. This was definitely more defined than this, and I was trying to break down the shape of the horse to get more of a structural understanding, and they kind of get better as it's progressed, but I'm just trying to get comfortable with just putting animals on the page as fast as possible with trying to break it down. And I also think that this one came out pretty well. This one right here. I definitely have a long way to learn animal anatomy, but we're definitely getting somewhere. And I just want to read to you guys some notes. So the first thing is action. Action is a series of lines that depict what your subject is doing. Doesn't matter what pose, running or sleeping. Start with an action, you have something to build on. Animals won't pose for you. You need to utilize their motions as if you were doing so. We have the ability to be like, hey human, stop moving, let's draw you. With animals, they don't really do that. They just move all the time. So it's really hard to capture them more than humans. Developed a photograph memory. So you want to think of that animal, try to picture it in your head, and then try to build it upon when the animal is moving, so you can have a better idea about what the animals would look like. So as you're doing that, you want to think about how the body stretches with the relations to the skeletons and the muscles in action. Get the pose yourself. It really helps to picture as if you were doing the pose and how it would feel when you're in that motion. Yes, it's really weird. They're animals. Animals go into really weird poses, right? But it definitely helps you try to understand that more in a different perspective other than drawing it out. So the next important thing is line of action. Line of action has always been really hard for me because I didn't really understand the direction or pinpoint that defined the line of action. So a line of action is a sweep motion of the spine. With human anatomy, or with books that I've seen, with drawings that I've seen, it's not always the direction of the spine. Sometimes it's direction of the torso or the arms, and I couldn't really capture it. But something that I guess I really need to understand is that the spine itself is literally a line. It is the line of action. So if it's curving like this, that body's going to be curving this way. The body's going up, it's going to be going up. Same thing goes with animals. So when I was kind of like connected to it, the brain, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you have the curvature of the dog, which I think came out pretty well. The dog itself, and then you see the curve of the spine, and the same thing with the horse, how the spine is going forward, and so is the horse itself. So rhythm is curved lines that give grace and movement to a drawing. Long, sweeping movements. Learn to be selective with getting rhythm of a drawing by making choices and not including everything. I should move in and out of your drawing. So a lot of beginner artists tend to do their drawings like this, when it's like really sketchy lines. When you cut your line like that, that is your movement. Your movement is already done. But if you have a long line, let's say like this, not only is that line more defined, it has more of a purpose, more of a cause of that movement, of that line, of that action. Plus it also looks a lot better. This is just the sketching rhythm. So you want to start a drawing to get the action essence of the pose. Getting action first gives you blueprints of having the form, just a few flowing lines. Work on proportions and attitude in this phase. And you get a kangaroo down. And I definitely struggled with the short lines, if you see right there. And then here, and then here, and da-da-da-da-da. You get the gist. But with this spine right here, right where it arcs, I feel like that's where I had the definition of that rhythm. That it just is smooth. There's no hesitation in the lines. And I know that with drawing with pen, it helps you not have the hesitation because it's permanent. But it's also hard to get out of that habit if you're uncertain. And I know that a lot of storyboard artists, or especially artists that I look up to, they already have that vision in their head. They draw that line. Let's say if they're doing like a face profile, they're more decisive about where they're putting their line. And they have that confidence, and it makes it look clean, efficient, professional. And all they're doing is just taking that extra time to try to figure out what they want it to look like. Tips to remember. So right here, we're talking about the wrong and right of like doing a leg. The front and back sides are parallel, causing it to flatten out. The lack of forearm anatomy equals no rhythm. So if you look here, there is no rhythm. It's all straight lines. But if you look at an actual anatomy of a human arm, or right here in this example, an animal arm, it has way more movement, it has more curvature because muscles are in there, bones are in there, and we're trying to capture that. That's what gives it that rhythm, that movement of that body. And the same thing goes with avoiding parallel lines. You really don't want things to just be straight. You want it to have that curve, a nice sweeping curve, a direction. Heating designs. If you look at this one, it's all the same shapes and designs. It is pretty boring. It doesn't give it that live feature. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is really symmetrical. Everything's a little bit lopsided. This looks a lot better because it actually looks like that animal would. It has its own character shapes. It has different shapes. It has its own life form. It's more organic that way. That is what I have for the animal anatomy. And now I'm going to show you the human anatomy stuff that I did. Okay? Hi again. So this is the human anatomy section that I did 2 weeks prior, and I'm just going to record and try to remember my thought process during that time frame. So this, I didn't know what I was doing. There was a guy who was doing this pose, and I was trying to get that shape and feeling right and weight right, but I couldn't do it. I don't know if I was just like overwhelmed or it was like too much or I wasn't comfortable, but I tried doing it a couple of times and I just couldn't achieve it, which is perfectly fine. I really try not to beat myself up if I don't get it at that time. That just means that my brain is not caught up to what I visually see yet. That just means I need to start practicing so I can get to that level. So I tried doing it again. It has more life, but it's not where I would like it to be. And then I did another pose here to try to get that rhythm, but I just wasn't getting it properly. So I tried doing some scribbles to try to get looser with my lines and with the direction. And I'm sorry, there is nudity in this, so I'm sorry if you don't like nudity, but there's going to be a lot. I tried getting some anatomy studies, and I definitely feel like with the studies that I did prior, I'm getting more comfortable with muscles and with shapes and with the definition in the human body, which I'm really happy about. I really like how these came out. So this was the first one that I did after those drawings, and then this was the second one that I did. And then this is just another one that just didn't go my way, which is perfectly fine. Also, like with this shape, the way that like it looked like it was going like this with the shoulders, and then it was going down. But then the arm, I just couldn't get the curvature of it. Or something like that. I don't know. Like, sometimes it just doesn't really click with you. But, yeah, like, even then, like, I don't know what I'm doing. But this is the third one that I did. I tried getting more of the leg muscles right. But that leg is longer than it should be. But that's good. That means my eye is getting more trained. So I don't make that mistake again. But yeah, this is just another one that I did. And then more leg studies here. And I did the measuring method to make sure that your arms and legs are straight together, that it measures properly. I wanted to make sure when that body is in motion, everything lines up properly. And it did. And I also did the height measurements. And this is the fourth one that I did. I actually like this one the most. But the issue is that I really felt like that I was getting the hand and the feet wrong, so I kept doing it over and over and over again to try to get it. And with that anatomy book, they're like, sometimes you're not going to get it your first try, so then you try your second and third and fourth try, and every time that you do it, you gain more knowledge and you have more of a confidence, because it's like, oh, that line didn't work, or this idea didn't work. Now you can change it. So when you're doing a pose, I really advise you to do that pose more than once, and you'll get a better concept of it than doing just one pose at a time. And I definitely feel like I got more comfortable as I was doing it. And this was the last pose that I did for the studies. It's not really much to say about this one. I just know that like I'm starting to not only appreciate human anatomy more, but it's really nice finding the little niches and small pieces of just like the small curves of the body and like the muscle indents of the body. A lot of my bodies would be very tube, as I said before, but because I'm starting to use more observational skills, I definitely feel like my anatomy and my characters have more of a characteristic feel that it didn't have before. These are just some notes that I wrote down. So it says, always remember what you put down on the page. Is it a direct reflection of your thoughts and feelings? What creates life? Force or energy with purpose. So when you draw something, just like what I was talking about with storyboard artists, you should have an idea about what you're trying to draw. And that feeling of what you're trying to create. Like, is it isolation? Is it sadness? Is it lust? Is it happiness? What are you trying to convey in that drawing? And try to feel that. Try to feel the muscles and the vibe of that feeling. Okay, sorry about that. My phone died once again because it ran out of storage. If you're having a hard time with your directional force, draw two curves that are opposite, inward and outward. The first force is the idea between the rib cage and the pelvis. So if you look here, the in is the shoulder to the other shoulder, and then the out is the chest to the groin. So you want to find the line that makes the pose. So let's say, for example, you want to draw someone bending over. That line is that spine going down. Or let's say you want to draw someone stretching, right? Then you draw someone's line that's stretched like this. Or maybe someone is sulking, right? If you have someone sulking, it's not going to be a long line like this. It's going to be more of a curved line, especially if they're curved up in a ball. It definitely helps to give you that idea about what you're looking for. So, you want to redraw and investigate what pose to gain an understanding, search for how a force travels and the true motivation, and do not settle for the first attempt. Draw until it feels like the model's efforts. So definitely if you're doing a small pose, that's a quick way to understand a pose more and also more efficiently. And also, if you want to draw it from memory, you're gaining that knowledge because you're constantly putting that knowledge over and over again in your head, kind of like if you're studying for a test. The difference is that hopefully you like drawing, so your brain is more likely to pick it up and use it for when it is necessary for you. This is just a quote that I really liked. I am not discouraged because every wrong attempt discarded is another step forward. What I was talking about earlier with failure, with defeat, with not succeeding, we all need to see it in a different way. We shouldn't see failure as a negative thing or discouragement or not succeeding. It should be, you know what, this is a nick in my path. This is something that, you know, I have to deal with or something that I need to deal with to get to that main goal. Okay, so for example, let's say you want to be a professional artist, right? If you only think about being a professional artist and nothing else like the steps to do that, let's say picking up a pencil, drawing your first study piece, working on a comic, getting an award show, even the small stuff, just like drawing the circle, learning the basics, actually liking art, all those things, we don't even think about that. We only think about that main goal. Anytime that we fail or anytime that it's not towards being the best artist that we can be, that facade and that image that we feel, we're always going to feel like we're failing. I struggle with tremendously because my whole goal was, I'm going to be the best artist, I'm going to make the best stories, I'm going to be the best that I can be. But anytime that I fell off the tracks, anytime that it wasn't the goal that I wanted, I felt like that I failed my goal. And that's not the case. We need to fall in love with the motion, with that journey, because I don't know if you feel that same way, but when you finish something, that excitement is gone. You're like, you already have that thing. If you want, let's say, an ice cream cone and you've been craving that for weeks, you have more excitement and more of that urge waiting for the ice cream cone than actually receiving it, and then 10 minutes later already being done with it. You already want something else. So in my advice that I would give to myself and to anyone, if you have a huge goal, like being the best artist, think about how to actually be that. What are the steps of being that great artist? And fall in love with those small steps to get there. It was just little feature. There you go. This was just the man-mind figure, the side, the weight on the right, the left, the rotation. So this was kind of like breaking it down, but also doing the measurements of heads. So this is just different poses that I did. Right here. I actually did that on the bus when I was going on my way to downtown where I live. So this is just trying to get the feel and the weight of it, like the direction that it was going, the area of the lines, and all of that. And I definitely feel like I got more comfortable near the end of here. Okay, so hello again. Sorry for the toothpaste on my chin. I'm trying to get rid of some pimple wimples on my face. So my camera is a piece of crap and it keeps deleting my footage. So I'm just gonna have a goodbye, a message to you guys. But also on the bright side, when I was freaking out, I realized the best way to record my stuff. So hopefully this is the last time that my recording quality isn't a piece of crap and the things won't blur. Because when I record stuff, I have to like flip it and then it makes it super pixely. And I know it's because like I guess I'm just recording it the wrong way. So hopefully the next time I record it doesn't do that. But I just want to say thank you guys for being there. And I just want to say thank you for bearing with me, and I'm sorry that it's not really consistent, but I hope that what I talked about at least was helpful for you guys, and then I hope that, honestly, me being vulnerable on the internet has some good to it, and I just want to say thank you to whoever is watching for giving me your time, and I hope that, you know, it really goes well. I'm very hopeful. And yeah, thank you guys so much. But yeah, I'll see you next week, and I'm going to do my bestest, and I hope y'all have a beautiful day. And a lot of stuff has been stopping me from recording, and it is 2:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna go to sleep. So good night, and yeah, bye, see you later. Woo!
Hey look, there is hope for you. You can learn and not get screwed. You chose your path, you follow through. No art debt won't be the death of you.